You know what the number one skill of a manager is? An effective manager? It's the ability to provoke thought in your people.
My guest today, I'm joined by Michael Walsh. He's a business coach who's created this incredible framework, which he talks about in his new book. It's developed by over 30 years of helping businesses grow to 10 million, 50 million, and beyond without sacrificing their sanity and their personal life.
That's not your job. Your job is to support their thinking so they grow as individual contributors and learn how to work with each other so they can generate the result. They took anything associated with thinking away from the employees. People became cogs in a system.
I think still a lot of the world operates on seniority. How long have you been with the company for? Or, something, or a vacancy shows up, somebody fills that vacancy that's already been on the team for a long time.
Sure. And sometimes it is that based on seniority, but more often what they find is it's the person who can generate the result as an individual contributor the best. Okay. And when you combine that, because if I've got two and one's a youngster and one's been around a little longer, they will go to the person who's been around a little bit longer. But they find that it's, you know, that Max, I really appreciate what Max is doing. I know I can trust him. He always gets the job done. I can count on his word. You know what? He's going to be my manager.
But they don't give them any management training, and they don't give them any concept as to what it looks like or means to be a manager.
Yeah, but he's good with people. So he was good with people when he was doing his stuff. So he must be good as a manager. Except guess what? You know what the number one skill of a manager is? An effective manager? It's the ability to provoke thought in your people. See, the reason Max would have gotten good as an individual contributor is because somebody actually challenged him and provoked him, and Max had to figure it out, and he found ways to figure it out. Except then he becomes a manager and he just figures, well, I know more than these people, so if they don't know, I'll just tell them. Now, the minute, if I was answering to Max, the minute Max tells me something, I go, oh, well, Max knows what he's doing. I guess I should just follow him. What happens to my ability or my thinking?
It's been taken care of for you.
Yeah. So what happens is I just wait and he tells me what to do, and I don't have to think at all. So guess how much I grow? I become a doer, but I don't, the things that actually make a difference, especially in an expertise based business. And with this, it's a skilled trade. I, the ability to think goes out the window.
Look, we want your family to have more money. That's our goal. That's our job. At Wealth on Main Street, our goal is to have you keep as much of that hard-earned capital where it belongs, with the people you love and care about. Easy way to do that, pick up a copy of this book, Don't Spread the Wealth. This book is all about keeping the money in the family. Think of it like an aquarium. The money never leaves, and you can use it and reuse it as many times as possible. Go ahead and pick up a copy today at don'tspreadwealth.com.
So people think that they have to tell people what to do, or I'm accountable for the result. No, you're not. You're accountable to support the people who generate the result. Because if you were accountable for the result as an individual contributor, then whoever's now in the individual contributor category, they're the ones accountable for the result. That's not your job. Your job is to support their thinking so they grow as individual contributors and learn how to work with each other so they can generate the result. And to the extent that you're also there as an individual contributor, that's the only part that's there. So it's fascinating because we have this notion of management, and it came to us when people went to assembly lines back in the early 1900s, right? You're in a situation before that, it was all apprenticeship, learn from the master. But as soon as you had to go to assembly lines, basically people became cogs in a system. And so what happens, instead of having one apprentice learn 6 things, let's say I was your apprentice. Now you're teaching me 6 different aspects of your profession or trade or whatever, whether you're an architect, engineer, a doctor, a blacksmith, a carpenter. They were all done by apprenticeship, right? So we're in a situation where if I put those different people, I've got the wily veterans and I've got the apprentices on the assembly line, everybody teaching their apprentices in their own way of doing things, I get a lumpy assembly line. So what they did when that happened, when people started working assembly lines, they took anything associated with thinking away from the employees. And instead of having one employee try to do 6 things, they hired 6 people to each do 1 thing, and they just do their piece. And that's why people became cogs in a system. Okay, and the managers were the ones that held all the information, because if we give it all to the employees, they'll just try to go around the system or do something else and be creative, and assembly lines don't work very well with creativity.
What I really love about this, Michael, is it perfectly resonates with Nelson Nash, who wrote this book, Becoming Your Own Banker. And he would literally start every training session that he did by starting with saying, it's all about how you think. You see, it's all about how you think. It's all about how you think.
I love it.
And he would begin every session just like that. Watch more amazing, great clips from our episodes right here. Or if you want to watch the full episode, click right here.